Hey everyone, hope you all had a great weekend. Thanks for joining me today on August 29th. And as always, we are not financial advisors and everything you see on here is for educational purposes only. Alright, let's get started with BTC. So we'll get started on the TA side of things and then we'll talk about the woo-woo side at the end. So far, everything is going according to plan. So up here we mentioned, hey, we're going to go sideways. Then we'll have a big old drop back down. We nailed that. We went sideways. And I mentioned, hey, we're going to go sideways and go down. Obviously, because everybody switched to being so bearish, everybody was like, oh, 28K, 28K, 29, 30K, even up to 40K Bitcoin. And I was like, nah, we're going to drop, guys. We're like, we still not that. Everybody's too bullish. And that's why I knew like we had to drop back down. And then I mentioned, hey, look, we're going to go sideways. Small chance we can go up, but I still see us going down. And what happened? We went down. So we had a nice little drop on a BTC. And right, what's interesting now is the fact that BTC dropped and it didn't even like retrace down a little bit. Like look how flat that candle is. Right? Usually we have all these little like wicks at the bottom, all these little tails on a chart, or not a chart but on the candle. And this time it has nothing. It just only went up. So I don't know. This is kind of interesting to me. Now, we did break through our first resistance. Our next one on Bitcoin is going to be 20,360 area. That's where I can see it go up to, maybe get rejected. The market is super bullish right now, pushing up nicely. We'll see how, where we actually close, because overall, I still kind of see it going down. Just little green candles not going to like shake us out too much. Some alts are kind of hinting, hey, we're gonna have not one green day but two. What's interesting with XRP is for the news that just came out with Ripple, it didn't really affect XRP too much. We still have its target at 30 cents, so I still see it dropping back down. Some of the rest of the alts are having a nice little pump, but that happened yesterday as well, and then they dropped all the way back down, so we'll see. Matic just kind of going sideways. I don't have any targets for a few coins right now. Now, with Rose, this is where it gets a little interesting. Rose came down, hit a white fib. So this tells us it's going to come back down. This is only a temporary reversal back up. And it's actually pumping nicely, 5.8 today. So I can see it. If we close on this green candle, it's going to print another one. Oops, I hit the mic. It's going to print another one tomorrow. So Rose is actually looking really bullish right now. When we look at SHIB, remember, we had a target at 1251. We knocked that out, and that's because that was a white fib. So the same thing as Rose, right? It came down, hit that white fib, went up, and then came all the way back down. Now, SHIB is on a strong reversal fib at 1169, and something I posted last night was like, hey, we don't break below 1169, it's gonna push back up. We want it to break below so we can continue drop, knock out that target of 987, and maybe even get to the 885, so we can get back in. It actually held, so it's pushing back up nicely. If we close on this green candle, the same thing. The next candle is going to be another green candle. So right now until Tuesday, everything's looking really bullish. We'll see how high we actually go up. Now, with SHIB, we got in on a trade at like 13.15. We got out around 6:45. So we made around like 25% on that pump. Based off we got into another trade at I think like 13:45. I got in a little high because she wanted me to just get in. And then we actually got stomped out at 12.88. So we made 25%. We lost 4.5. We'll say 5%, right? We still made about 20% on SHIB, so we're still good on the profits on SHIB. And I'll go over the woo-woo side towards the end of the video. Right now I want to keep it mostly TA. So we're going to wait to see how we go up here. I did mention, look, I saw us going up, big drop, kind of sideways, and then another big drop. Well, we came down, we went up. We should technically go a lot more down before we go up and then have a big spike. It's kind of like repeating this fractals everybody likes to call them. So that's what I can actually see. Right now it's looking a little bullish, so we'll see how we close. Other than that, we have Luna. Now, what's interesting with Luna is it's not quite back up to the top trend line. You see how this top trend line is supposed to match this? We're still down here. I actually shrunk this pattern so we could see a little bit more, because the previous pattern had like one long green candle, but it represented like 3 days. So it's due for a breakout. We are in the flag pattern. It was outside of it. Now it's pushing back down a little bit. But it's building a little gap there, so it'll probably come back up even though it drops down. So not too worried about that. We actually got into Luna since it broke out. I do have a stop loss, and for those who got in, make sure you follow the stop loss. There's a lot of people that like to overstay, thinking like, oh no, it's okay, I know it's gonna pump back up, and it drops a lot more. Follow the stop losses. You know what I mean? It's to prevent any more damage in case a trade does go south. But for right now, it's again still in the pattern. I can still see it come back up. Hopefully, my boiler just turned off. I hope it wasn't too loud earlier. But as far as the rest of the coins, you know, everybody's having a nice push up today. We'll see how we actually end. And when I see days like this, for me, it's just like, oh man, more delays. Like, can we just get it over with? Because again, when the market is just too bullish like this, like it's not the end of it, right? End of a bear market, like people have to be like, ah, oh, damn, like I thought I got a good price. It dropped a lot further down. So people are like, oh, I still got, you know, XRP at 33 cents, and it's gonna drop back down to like, I don't know, 28 cents or something, and they're gonna be like, damn, I should have waited. So all right, so I think that's pretty much it for the TA side. Just a quick summary. Based on what's showing me, a lot of coins are on reversal fibs right now, and if we close on these reversal fibs, we're going to push back up again tomorrow. Bitcoin's actually testing that purple fib. It's actually pushing up higher. So Bitcoin's at 4%. It could be different exchanges, yeah. Everybody's FOMOing back in. That's so funny. Alright, so there he goes. Come on, keep pushing, little buddy. I can probably remove this out the way so that we can see a little bit. All right, we'll see how we hold out right there. So we'll go over to the TA side. Oh, and sorry, to finish up, sorry, I got distracted. So to finish up on the summary, based on what the alts are telling me, like if we close today where we're at now, and most likely we will, tomorrow we'll have another green day, so we actually could come back all the way up and test that that trend line before dropping back down. So we'll see how we actually close out today. All right, so for the woo-woo side of things, am I making the video too long? All right, 7 minutes. For the woo-woo side of things, you know, we were hoping it would still pump back up, because usually did have a day where it's like, hey, this can be a bottom, and we'll pump back up. So that day was a bottom, the 20th, and it pumped back up, but it didn't pump up like we thought it was. And you know, it's like I kept saying, hey, we're gonna go up, down, a little up, and then a bigger drop. So it looks like we're doing that bigger drop. So I would like it to drop all the way down, knock out her 885, and then it comes back up, a little sideways, and then it takes off. Like that's how I saw it originally, and like a lot of my videos. If you look back, I hope the FOMO didn't like distract you from like the TA side that I kept talking about. I even drew it out, and I was like, hey, look, like this is what I can see happening. Like technically we would have to drop a little bit further down, right? I was like, we'd have to drop a little bit down, and that makes sense because we had that white fib target at 12.51. We knocked that out. We still have an open target at 987. That would knock that out, and it would actually land to GNC's 885. We were hoping that would be the top of the price, right? 885 with 4 zeros instead of 5. So we'll see how that one plays out. There's not much woo-woo information she's mentioned. Not that I can give out, but you know, she's kind of a little upset because like, oh, it didn't pump that way. And I told her like, look, I keep repeating everybody, and I'm gonna tell it to you. Things play out just not the way we thought it was. When you said, hey, you know, little pump, big drop, and then massive pump. Like, I thought this would be enough, but it looks like the bigger drop is gonna be a bigger drop, right? So we'll see how that one played out. Definitely want to stick with SHIB. As soon as it drops to that 885, I'm definitely buying. So that's pretty much it on the woo-woo side. And then now for the ads, for the people who are not in my Discord. So if you want to get more frequent updates, I do offer a tier where it's $10 a month, and you get all my videos that I post on the daily. I do have a peace of mind $30 tier where you actually get access to the whole Discord, to the chats, and all my updates that I do. Now, if you have an edge tier, which gives you the Discord access, signal alerts, which also is on the $30 ones. You can even request charts, and I offer some scout trades here and there. So if you go over to like request, you'll be able to post on here and be like, hey, can you check this? Can you check that? And I give you updates on the charts, where they're at and everything. So that way you kind of get a little bit better view of, you know, where your but where your coins are in their charts. On top of that, you get 2 Zoom sessions a month. So if you want to go over like portfolios, or you want me to go in depth into your coin, we could talk about it, see what, you know, I like, I don't like, and then that way you can make a better decision. So I also even do Patreon, but at the same time, I actually post more on the Ko-Fi. Patreon's more for, you know, users that can't use PayPal. But again, if you want to stay more updated frequently, this is where you sign up. All right, I'll see everybody on the Discord.